Oh, man. Órale, Cholo Trucker, los tres chingones boxing, shouts out the chingones y chingonas, man. Um, man, I just can't believe. You know what? Let me just go ahead and get the chingones in here, man. El gran chingón, el mero mero one, Mr. David Contreras.
Hey, Cholo, I'm excited about you going to Vegas tomorrow and
Yeah,
going to see Virgil Ortiz knock him out in the first round. Please, please
it's
do us a favor, man, and make sure you post it live so we could watch you.
yeah, we're good. I'm gonna be going live, man. Alon, we're not part of any sector, guys. Now we just come on here and just talk boxing, dog. Let's go ahead and let's get in the scientist, the boxing scientist from Mikey TV 365. You guys go check him out, man. One, Mr. Mike Zavala.
What it is, Dave? What it is, Ed?
What's
Mikey
up,
TV.
Mikey?
What's up, brothers? Listos, listos para la
Okay.
pelea, para la guerra.
Okay,
Vámonos.
okay. So check it out. I wanted to have the weigh-ins on the background, right? So I'm putting. I won't forgive Oscar for this, Holmes, because I go to put it right through the YouTube channel, and it shows a commercial of the freaking shoot, what's his name? Paul, the dragster, man. They're having some drag show of the Paul,
Who?
the black dude that dresses like a chick,
Oh,
the drag queen.
RuPaul.
RuPaul, they're having, and I'm
Mikey
like,
knows.
okay.
Mikey
How do
knows.
I know? This guy.
And I'm like, hey, Holmes, why I'm trying to look at fights and they're showing a commercial promoting the drag freaking RuPaul show, whatever. Like, what? Hey, that's all Oscar, Holmes. Dang you,
That's all,
Oscar.
Oscar. It is. It is.
You know, trying to
Uh,
get that corporate money, man.
what's up? What's up, JC? Puerto Rican rum, Bruce Gas, Holmes. What's going on, man? What's going on? What's going
What
on?
up, Bruce?
Yeah, so I will be at the Virgil Ortiz fight tomorrow. I am part of media. I drive out tomorrow morning. I'm out here in SoCal. It's about a 3 hour drive. It's not too bad, man. So I'll be out there early. Got a little bit of a dilemma. We'll get to that in a second, but for sure, I will be there and I will go live right here on this channel
Cool.
calling the fight. So, um, fellas, we never got into it because we did our year-end review of 2023. So we never got the chance to talk about the Day of Reckoning and all the stuff that happened with that. So let's go ahead and let's comb over it just a little bit. I guess we'll talk about Dimitri Bivol and the way he looked. And now that we got a fight coming up, not tomorrow, but next weekend between Better Biev and Colum Smith, Mikey, how say you about Dimitri Bivol, who came out, with a pretty good victory, man?
Yeah, man. They got him a fighter that I never heard of.
Mm.
Easy work. He did what he had to do. He looks good. Man, we need that better be a fight. You know, the politics, what happened, that the BBC, they couldn't get the fight. And then also, Bivol, he wanted more money with Canelo. He was waiting on Canelo. So he lost a lot of time and finally got a fight. He looked good. Now we're going to see better be if he looks good. That fight has to happen for undisputed at 175, man. I'm excited.
Okay. David, what do you make about Dimitri Bivol and his performance? And now Better BF, Better BF does have a tough fight in front of him, man.
You know what? I would have liked Bivol to fight a true 178 pounder. I mean, this guy right here, I had never heard of him. I was expecting a quick knockout. I think that whole card was intended to be 5 rounds the most, every one in knockouts, that whole card. But it backfired on him. And we'll talk about the backfiring. I would have loved for him to have fought Anthony Yard. I mean, right there, he's fighting a true 178 pounder. That would have been a good fight. And that would have showed me how he would do against Anthony Betterby. That would show me how he would do against him. As of right now, I can't really tell you, but I still have, believe it or not, Bivol. If Beterbiev does win next week against Callum Smith, I still have Bivol winning by decision. I just have that because of the way he moves. But I would have liked for him to have fought Anthony Yard, somebody that is well known that would have gave him a better fight.
Yeah, you mean a true 175 or 175 pounder?
75ers, yes,
Yeah,
175.
yeah. I look. I like Bivol. He's a little bit boring to watch.
Yeah.
He doesn't bring a lot of excitement. He's not even the co-main event at Day of Reckoning. It was, and this is the guy who beat Canelo. And he just kind of fell off completely. So I look this fight next week. I really want to see. It's going to be in Canada, so the time frame shouldn't be too bad for us on this side of the world. Just like they're doing all these shows in Saudi and across the pond, and where we have to watch in some weird ass times. I've been screaming at the top of the mountains for a few years now. Look, America needs to step up the game. United States needs to step up the game, man. If not, we're going to be having a lot of these fights across the pond, and we're gonna be the ones over here watching, big fights at 10 a.m. and all these weird times, man. So they definitely need to step up their game. But this card had a lot of popular fighters, but none of them were really fighting each other. I did like Miller versus Dubois. Mikey, you called it. Dubois put hands on Miller. I still do like Miller. He ran into some trouble, man. But Mikey, what do you want to see from Dubois? And do you think he is someone to be reckoned with in the heavyweight division? Now that we're going to get into the heavyweights, a lot of people think he's still a quitter.
Yeah, I mean he has that he quit, and once you quit, you quit again when it starts getting tough, right? So we still haven't seen that, but he did get pushed by Miller. But nah, man, I like Dubois, man. I like his jab, his power. Like I said, he reminds me of a '90s heavyweight, those big heavyweights from the '90s, man. Lennox Lewis and whatever. But yeah, I put him up there with Andy Reese. Put him up there with the guys with the Cuban guy, the heavyweight. I forgot his name, but Cubano with
Ortiz.
Ortiz. King
Ortiz, and then there's the other one, the one that Canelo used to have. Sanchez looked good. So you put him up there with the right fight. It's a good fight, man. So give him the fight, and I believe in Dubois, man.
Yeah. Hey, David. I mean, every time people talk about heavyweights, there's only few names: Usyk, Anthony Joshua, that come up. But there's some of these good fights, man. I would like to see Frank Sanchez versus Dubois, man, and Andy Ruiz. You got to throw him in there. What do you want to see from this?
You know what? I want to see that guy that fought in the first fight. I'm probably going to misspell his name.
Oh,
Harjovic.
uh-huh.
I think I'm
Right.
misspelling his name, but I'm
Yeah.
telling you, that guy. I would love to see him fight Dubois, and then from right there, I mean, that guy. I think he's a force to be reckoned with. And I think he's without a doubt a future world champion. I mean, you see that first round knockout? And you know what? He's been doing a lot of those first, second, third round knockouts. And I'd like to see him fight Dubois next.
Yeah. That'd be good. I like him. I also want Frank Sanchez to start getting in the mix as well, man. I think
Yeah.
it's time to really start stepping his game up. So I would like to see that fight right there, especially the outing that he had. But yeah, this card was definitely made for dudes just to get some good knockouts. And Jay Pataya at the cruiserweight, he had a nice, good knockout. But let's go ahead and get to the meat on the bone when it comes to this card. We'll start with Deontay Wilder versus Parker. Mikey, you called it. You called Parker. I was like, nah, man, it's gonna be Wilder, especially because I thought maybe there was gonna be a little mafia in here. It's like, well, wait a second. You're not going to ruin the big fight that we have set with Wilder versus AJ. So, here's a couple of bucks. Just take a dive. Mikey, you called it, dog. How did you see it, man?
Ed, once again, man, I told you so. I called it, and G Funky could co-sign that. G Funky could co-sign that. I know you're watching. Yeah. So, yeah, man. I mean, Deontay Wilder, man. It's like I don't see it in him. It's just the name. You said it that it was a setup to this, but I'm like, dude, Parker's not that bad. Parker, he's coming a three fight winning streak, and Parker's not that bad. He's young and he has, like I said, that nice overhand right, and he used that overhand right, and man, he made him look bad, and he could have knocked him out, but you still got to be cautious because Deontay Wilder has that power no matter what. If he has that he doesn't have a chin, but man, he rained on the parade, man, because it was set up for that fight, that big heavyweight fight. But man, Parker's a force to be reckoned with, and that's another heavyweight I forgot to mention. Put him up in the mix with Sanchez or whoever. He'll rain on your parade too. Yep.
Hey, David, a lot of people had Parker winning every single round. Is he that good, or is Deontay that bad? Is it a little bit of both? What happened, man? This was supposed to be Wilder leading up to a big fight.
I think Parker has a new trainer, and that trainer is a former world champion. What's his name? It's his new trainer. He used to be a 168 fighter. He was always very good with the jab. He was good with the jab, always with the jab. And you know what? I think that made a difference. But you know who I'd like to see Wilder fight next? Either retire or fight Andy Reese. I think that would be a good fight to show us where he's at. Because Andy Reese, I think that would be a good fight for Parker. You know, I mean, I'm sorry, Parker. Andy Reese already lost to Parker, but to Wilder, just to show us where he's at. You know what I mean? I think Andy Reese, and they'll both make some good money. And maybe after that, Wilder might decide to retire.
Yeah, gracias, Disal. Yeah, Andy Lee. That's who it is. Andy Lee. Andy Lee.
That made a difference. I mean, that jab, that made a difference. You know what I mean? I like that.
Yeah. Andy Lee, he was pretty good in back in his day, man. I liked Andy Lee, man.
A little boring, but he was okay.
Yeah, he was all right, man. Look, I would say this. Deontay Wilder, this guy is a fool, man. Look, you're supposed to win, Wilder. You were supposed to win. And finally, I was going to get a match that I've been waiting for years in Wilder versus AJ. And now, you know, who knows? It still might happen. Don't know. Wilder is just not a good boxer. And I know I'm not saying anything new. Anybody who's a real boxing fan knows and has been knowing that he's not a good boxer. He's just tall, he's got long arms, and he's got a lot of power in that hand. And that's what gets him through a lot, right? Because he was fighting a lot of guys that were really, if we're going to be honest, just fat and out of shape dudes, man. That's all he was fighting. And then once the competition went up there, you know, he started getting, I guess I would say, exposed a little bit more. Parker's no chump. And I had it rough, dog. It was hard to score a round for Wilder, if anybody even gave him a round. I don't know. If you had a complete shutout, I'm not going to argue with you.
I had a
but
shutout.
But then he comes out and he starts taking credit for Joshua's win. Hey, did you see how happy Anthony Joshua was because I lost? Like, oh man, he was happy. You know what I mean? That's why he performed. He was like, wow, I don't gotta fight Wilder anymore. Like, I don't know what's up with this dude. He's talking about that he lost his killer instinct, that he lost the eye of the tiger. Mikey, what do you make of Deontay Wilder? Does he get back into the ring? It's not like he stays active. He's 38, 39 years old. Do we see him back in the ring? How soon? Do we see him here in 2024? Do we see him next year? What's up with Wilder? Is he losing his marbles?
He's definitely losing his marbles. He has excuses for everything, and this guy doesn't make sense anymore. But he is a name. He will sell. You put him with Andy Reese, that fight's gonna sell. That fight's gonna sell. You put him up with anything. Yeah, he's what I call a piñata. You hit him and you get a treat. He's like Ryan Garcia. Ryan Garcia is a piñata. You hit him and you get a treat. So you make money with him. Unfortunately, you make money with him, and his health is he does get hit, man. So, but he has a future. He still has a future in boxing, but he's not that good. He could beat a tomato can and you know sell, and you could set up a good fight. Give him some 2 tomato cans or a tomato can. He'll get a nice knockout and then set him up with a nice pay-per-view or a nice big fight in Saudi Arabia or whatever, and he'll sell. So, yeah.
He should fight a jobber in Alabama. Puerto Rican Rum, what do you know about jobbers, Holmes? Hey,
I don't know what that is.
David, man, Wilder, he does sell. He is, you know, a popular heavyweight, so he does sell. What's next for him, man? Is he losing it? Does he fight this year?
I disagree with G-Funk Boxing. The reason why Zhang will knock him out. Wilder's lost a
Mm,
step. You know what I mean? I like to see
mm.
Zhang G-Funk boxing. I like to see him fight Parker. Now that would be a good fight, and the winner of that then fights the winner of Usyk and what's it, Tyson Fury. You know what I mean? But I'd like to see on the same card. Well, they can't because they're fighting in a couple of weeks, and these guys just fought. But I like to see Sang with Parker, and then build them up to fight the winner of the world champions.
Yeah. Look, the whole if you are a heavyweight right now and you're trying to break free and get noticed, you're rushing towards Deontay Wilder right now. Right now, man, anybody right now should be rushing to fight Deontay Wilder. It's, I don't want to say an easy win, but it's definitely a winnable fight, and it gets you a good name under your belt. Yes, no, not a great boxer, but a notable name, and it makes, I don't want to say that he's gonna beating him is gonna make you a star, but at least you got that under your belt, and people start to notice you a little bit more. So
Hey,
everybody
Cholo,
should be rushing. Yes,
hey,
sir.
Cholo, what do you think? I completely forgot about Anthony Joshua. What do you think about Parker and Anthony Joshua?
Yeah, yeah. I'm
I know
not.
we're not talking about Anthony Joshua
Yeah,
That's
yet,
a good
but
fight.
when we
That's a
do
good fight.
talk about it, I'd like to see that. That'd be a pretty good fight.
yeah. I mean,
You're saying against
Jo-
Anthony Joshua.
okay. Zhang is an interesting one. The Joshua Parker fight. Yeah. You could make that happen, but if we move forward to the main event, which is Anthony Joshua and Otto Wallin, he dominated Wallin, man. And Otto Wallin looked really good against Tyson Fury when Tyson Fury fought here in the United States, coming out as Apollo Creed to James Brown, living in America. And it looked like he was going to lose that fight. Joshua goes in there and handles him pretty easily. So now I'll throw it to you, David. What's next for Anthony Joshua, man? And what do you think about his performance against Otto Wallin?
Well, did you know that they were sparring partners for years
Mm,
and they're actually very good friends? So Anthony Joshua knew exactly what to do to fight him and beat him. And he proved it. He knew exactly what to do. I mean, they've been in the ring dozens of times, so he knew what to do. Even though Anthony Joshua surprised me, and I called Mikey afterwards. I mean, I was very surprised. I'm not a big fan of his. Once a quitter, always a quitter. But you know what? Um, and I don't believe he's training. He's training now with somebody else, right? He has a new trainer. He's not training with what's his name, Spence's old trainer anymore. I didn't see him
with
there.
Derek James, no,
No, he's
no.
training with somebody else, and I saw a different Parker, and I saw hunger in him. But once again, the reason why I saw it is because he knew every punch was how it was coming and when it was coming because of the sparring sessions. Now put him in with Parker. Now put him in with Zhang, and then I'll tell you if he has changed or not.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, Mikey. It was a sparring partner. They're friends, but man, Joshua didn't treat him like a friend, dog.
Yeah, I think just to, Dave, this you brought this up and it hit me. If I'm not mistaken, maybe G Funky could
David,
co-sign it, but I think he's still training with Spence's trainer. But for this fight, he want to go train with someone else. But Derek James, they're still together. I don't know if you
you
heard that,
sure?
Ed, with Ben Davison, because Ben
Ben
Davison does
Davidson.
Yeah.
he works with other guys, but they go back to his trainer. I think that they still have a good relationship. He's still training with him, but I'm not 100% sure. I gotta double check. But man,
Okay.
Anthony Joshua, he looked good, dude. He did things versus a southpaw. His power, he looked. I'm like, oh shit,
He
oh
did.
shit.
Yeah.
So man, I thought the other fighter was gonna give him a competition because he looked good versus Tyson Fury. And I'm blaming it on you. I picked the other guy because you told me. You convinced me. And I was like, you know what? Yeah. And nah, man, Anthony Joshua look good. If he fights like this, he can't be beat. He's got the height, he's got the power. He showed IQ, footwork, hand speed. Man, he looked good. Man, he'll destroy Deontay Wilder if he fights like this. And man, give him that Usyk fight again, and let's see what he can do.
Well, look, according to Deontay Wilder, Anthony Joshua looked good because of Deontay Wilder. Deontay Wilder came out and said that's why he fought that good, because he knew he didn't have to fight me anymore. Like, I did him a favor. That's why he performed that way. Oh man, Wilder's just really losing it, man. He really is. Yeah. So look, AJ, I don't know if it's a done deal. A couple of people right here have been saying on the chat that it's done. I don't know that. So I can't confirm it. Okay. But there were rumors about maybe possibly Anthony Joshua versus Ngannou, the guy who the MMA guy who fought Tyson Fury. Mikey, what do you make about that, man? Should Joshua even entertain something like this?
Why not, Ed? Why not? Ngannou, he'll make money. He looked good versus Tyson Fury, although Tyson Fury, I didn't think he trained for a day. He looked good. I like Ngannou's. I like his shot selection. I like how he has power. He's very dangerous. No, UFC or boxing. He dropped Tyson Fury. Man, why not, man? That's interesting. Why not? And if Joshua knocks him out, it makes him look like a total fraud that Tyson Fury's supposed to do. Man, he'll put that away and will never think of Ngannou again. So why not, man? Why not? It's another pinata.
Okay. D-Style saying it's official. Okay. Look,
What's official?
I'm going the Ngannou AJ fight.
Ooh, I'm game. I'm down.
Again, I wanna make it clear. I have not seen that it's official. I'm a little late on the reports though. So David, Anthony Joshua, are you cool with this? Should he entertain this? Did he make the right decision, or should he be climbing to, get one of the top guys at the heavyweight division? He's not a champion. Should he be entertaining this?
If D-Style said it's official, it's official. Because that guy does his homework. Him and G Funky, they do their homework.
I got no argument. Yeah. I got no argument with it.
Now, if it was pendejadas and putadas, then maybe.
You got to double check.
D-Style and G Funky, it's official.
Man. Shout outs to my boy Mark and David, man. Mark, I can't wait to meet you in person tomorrow, man, as media at the Virgil Ortiz fight, man. Yeah. All right, hey, David, talk to us, man.
You know what? I love it, man. You know what? I love it. I think it's going to be a good fight. And like Mikey said, it's going to prove if he's real or not. Me personally, I think he's real. You go up against a champion. I mean, Tyson Fury's a world champion, whether he trained or not. And the way he looked against him, whether he trained or not, doesn't matter. You know what? And plus he has Mike Tyson on his side. And you know what? He has a good cadre of trainers, and this guy's a warrior, dude. This guy, he's a warrior, and you know what? Wow. I love that fight. I can't wait. If it is March 9th, man, I can't wait. It's going to be good. But you know what, Ed? It's probably going to be in Saudi Arabia because they're the only ones that could afford it. So we'll be watching it at 5 o'clock my time, 3 o'clock or 2 o'clock your time,
Yeah.
I like it. It's going to be good.
Yeah, you know what? Usually I would probably criticize something like this, but look, there's nothing else for Anthony Joshua to do right now. There's no other step other than him fighting Tyson Fury, which that's not happening. Tyson Fury is linked up with Usyk. What else is Anthony Joshua going to do? If you can fight the guy who somewhat embarrassed Tyson Fury came out with the victory. A lot of people are saying that no, he actually lost. And by the way, even if Tyson Fury did win, you still lost, homie, because you weren't supposed to win like that. Okay, that is for those that say like, oh, there's no moral victories. Nah, Charlie, homie. In Ngannou's case, that was a huge moral victory, which means a lot more to him than the victory that you got over him. So for Anthony Joshua to say, you know what, look, I'll go ahead, I'll fight this dude because I'm not going to be fighting some of these other guys already that, he's above that already. I'm not saying he's not above Ngannou, but he's fighting a guy that embarrassed Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury, Usyk, you guys do your thing. I'll be waiting, but let me go ahead and take care of this guy. And I'm going to demolish him, leaving no doubt, right? The way Tyson Fury, the way you left doubt in people's minds. So yeah, I got no problem with it. And yeah, I'm sure it will be in Saudi Arabia. They're gonna do it over there. Those Saudis, man, they're taking over everything, man. They're starting to do big wrestling shows over there. They're doing boxing shows. I mean, damn it, dog. We got to step up our game over here, Holmes. They're taking the game over, dog. I'm not down with it. So Eddie Hearn confirmed it 2 hours ago. Okay.
Oh,
Okay. They're all right. That's
It's
then
official.
it's gonna happen, man. I mean, look, if you're Joshua, I don't know how you don't go in there and make a statement. I mean, I believe Joshua's gonna go in there and demolish Ngannou. He's a big, tough dude. I get it, but he's gonna take a beating. I think Joshua's gonna let him have it.
Gano's
So,
got power though, Ed. He's got power,
uh,
even with a jab. Look what happened to
yeah,
Tyson Fury. Like he hit Tyson Fury and he dropped him.
yeah,
Who doesn't drop Tyson Fury,
yeah,
right? He's got power,
yeah, but
man.
And he could take a
uh,
punch too. He could take a punch.
and he's gonna take a lot of them. Mark
Yes,
my
he will.
words.
He'll take a
He's
punch.
gonna take. He's gonna take a lot of them.
He's gonna
Hey,
look at him and say, "Is that all you got?"
Yeah, that's a big boy. Two big
It
boys.
is. Yeah.
gentlemen, before we get to the fights tomorrow, I want to go ahead and talk. Okay, we're in 2024 now. We did the year-end review show. I asked a question out there, and I want to go ahead and ask you guys: what are some fights that need to happen this year in 2024? What are some fights? Last year, finally, we got the Crawford versus Spence. It To me, it didn't live up to it. It was very one-sided, but I'm glad it happened. I'm very, very glad it happened. But what are some fights? And everybody in the chat, man, what are a couple of fights that need to happen in your eyes here in this year in 2024? I'll start with you, Mikey.
Yeah, man. Let's bring it on already, man. But if it doesn't happen, I understand because all that trash talking Jose Benavidez been doing. But I want that Canelo versus Benavidez, man. I want that fight. I want that fight to shut everybody's mouth because skills pay the bills. Science always beats violence. This Canelo's too good for this kid. The only thing that somebody needs to help me, D Styles or Ed or Dave. They're gonna fight for 4 belts, but the IBF, one of the belts, the IBF, there's a 10-pound. You can't go over 10 pounds. So that's the rules of the IBF. I don't really know the particulars. I've been doing a little research. If it's a championship fight, yes, or if it's not, I don't know exactly. So is Canelo gonna drain? Is Canelo gonna force that rehydration clause? You can't go over 10 pounds if you're fighting for the IBF belt.
If it's for
Uh,
all 4 belts,
yeah,
it's not valid. If it's for
right.
all,
Okay.
if it's just for that fight, yes, it is. But if it's for all 4 belts, it's not valid anymore.
Okay, because okay, I got you.
Yeah.
So
So
yeah,
yeah.
man, yeah, go ahead.
So if they're only fighting for that one belt, then yes, there's a 10-pound
Okay.
rehydration. But since they're gonna fight for all the belts, it doesn't. It's not valid anymore, right?
Okay, and then if Canelo puts a rehydration clause, I mean, Tanks does it. Floyd has done it. So yeah, because this guy's a weight bully, man. He's too. I don't know if you guys heard the news. He came out at over 27 pounds after his weigh-in. It's like this guy's 175, a cruiserweight, and he's draining himself. So man, I don't know, man. I just want this fight. I want this fight to quiet the people talking trash at Jose Benavidez, man. Let's get it.
Oh, okay. Hold on, Mikey, because I got some questions for you here. All right, because before
Okay.
you were saying that Benavidez still needs to earn it. Are you saying he doesn't need to earn it anymore? Let's just make the fight happen.
To me, because I'm tired of all that talking. I'm tired of that going back and forth, that bickering and all that. But he does need to earn it. And like I said, if Canelo doesn't give it to him, I understand because he needs to earn his keep. He needs to walk his dogs. And they're talking a lot of trash like they really did something. He had a good year, but he fought Bull Andrade. He fought Caleb Plant, the guy that Canelo knocked out. He needs to get one more big fight versus Morrell or versus Bivol, Beterbiev, a big name, a puncher, and then now we can really talk. I'm not saying it. Robert Garcia is saying it. Triple G's trainer saying it. A lot of people are saying it. So he's earning his keep, man. So, but if it happens, let's get it on already. But if Canelo says no, Canelo's the king. All roads lead to Canelo.
I like that. He needs to walk his dogs, man.
Yeah.
David Benavides, you need to walk your perros. Ese, all right, says Mikey. David, David, what are some fights, man, that have to happen in 2024?
Munguia against Canelo.
Okay. All
That's
right.
Right.
that's laughable. That's laughable. You know what? I want to see Bam Rodriguez against El Gallito Estrada. I
Now
would
we're
love to
talking.
see Bam Rodriguez, Gallito Estrada. That's a fight that I want to see, and I think we are going to see it probably in June, July, according to Robert Garcia. That's a great fight, and I'm with it. And you know what, Bivol? They just, I guess, Puerto Rico Run, I think, said Peter Beef and Bivol. That's another great fight, but definitely Gallito Estrada.
Okay.
Garcia
Okay.
versus
Garcia
Barroso.
versus Barroso. Hey, that wouldn't be too bad, Holmes. It wouldn't be too bad, man.
Barroso's going to get knocked out tomorrow night.
Oh,
Grandpa.
come on. Let's treat our elderly well. Come on, Holmes. Uh, I would say, look, Benavides and Canelo. Look, I'm with you, Mikey. That's a little bit low hanging fruit. I think everybody wants that, but I'm with you. I'm with you. It needs to happen this year. Let's not push that to 2025. I don't think there's really much room for either one of those guys to really go. That fight does need to happen this year, and I do believe it's going to happen this year. I do believe it is, man. If
Hey,
it
Ed,
doesn't happen this year, yes, go for it.
let me throw this out. Okay, I'm just throwing this out because what I've been hearing, what I've been reading lately, what if in May Canelo fights Morel and you have Charlo fight Benavides on the same card? Okay, and then
Yeah,
I mean, I think Canelo's going to beat him. Right now is the time for Canelo to beat him. Morel's real good. Morel is the future at 178. You know what I mean? I mean at no
168.
168. He's the future. Right now is the time for Canelo to beat him because this kid doesn't have. He has the size, he has the power, but he doesn't have the experience. It'd be a Floyd Mayweather versus Canelo right now, and then we see Canelo. We see Benavides is going to beat Charlo. And then we see the winners fight in September, which will be Canelo versus Benavides. Now you got something to sell. What do you guys think? Can it
I,
happen or
I'm,
what?
look, I've been saying it. I think the fight happens in September, not
Yeah, me
in
too.
May, and they can go ahead and fight on the same card or somewhere next to the date, and make it even a bigger mega showdown in September. People keep, not everybody, but I hear a couple of people like, oh, well, what about the rematch? Honestly, I don't think there's gonna be a rematch. Okay, people that think that it's gonna be such a great fight that we get a trilogy out of it. Calm your horses down. Let's get through the first one. But I'm with you, David. Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah,
But what do you think about
definitely.
Morel? You think it could happen?
Canelo versus
Um,
Morel.
Canelo
Uh,
with Rich Morel. And
yeah,
I mean, he was
eh,
willing to fight Munguia. I mean, word
because
had
that
it
sells.
Munguia, but I mean, you don't think Morel would fight Cuban
I, I,
against a Mexican?
yeah. I know you're right. And if you're gonna fight him, now's the time to fight him.
Now's the time to do
Or
it. Yeah.
yeah,
But
yeah. He's not very popular, but he's
yeah,
somewhat popular. He does okay, but yeah, you don't want him to get too experienced in the professional ranks. And time is on his side. Where Canelo is what 33 years old now. So how much longer are you gonna wait for this David Morrell to get what 15 fights in? And how long is that gonna take? And now where you gonna be at your age? You're gonna be on a good steady decline. So yeah, I wouldn't be completely against it. But
yeah.
look, as far as fights that I think need to happen in 2024, um, one of these guys at 140, okay, whether it be Teofimo Lopez, whoever it may be, I want to see him
Yeah.
up against Subriel Matias.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, Yeah,
Oh yeah.
I want Subriel Matias to get in there against one of the top dogs, man. I think he really wants it. I just don't think they want him, man. That's high risk, low reward right there. But I love Subriel Matias, man. I think he's badass. Devin Haney maybe against Subriel Matias. And by the way, there's rumors out there that it could be Devin Haney versus Ryan Garcia.
Yeah,
Looks like they're
money.
working on that. Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean that
money
fight
grab.
tells, but I
Yeah,
want Subriel Matias against one of the top dogs at 140. I really, really want to see that. Another fight that I think that we could probably get at the end of this year. And I was saying keep them away from each other. But if they're gonna be going, and we'll get into Virgil in just a second, but Virgil versus Andrew Zayas, man, at the end of the year. I
I don't
think
think Top Rank will let him, man.
no, no,
Zayas
no.
don't
no,
fight nobody, yeah.
it just might. It might not. It might not. But with
It won't happen. Not
with
yet.
those guys, I do see a trilogy. I do see a trilogy with those guys, man. But that would be one heck of a damn good fight. But I was gonna go the way you went, David. I want to see Gaito Estrada versus Bam Rodriguez.
That'd be a good fight,
That
man. Yeah,
that that should definitely happen, man. But yeah, Subriel Matias is my guy. I gotta see him in there against Teofimo Lopez. Gotta see him in there against a Devin Haney. Something like that has to happen. Some sort of breakout fight has to happen for Subriel Matias this year. So, but with that, fellas, let's go ahead and let's get into the fights tomorrow. Well, I guess I'll go ahead and just throw this out there just real quick. Mikey, what's your thoughts on Calvin Johnson getting locked up, the trainer of Tank Davis? It just came down. He just
Yeah.
got locked up. I think it was like assault with a deadly weapon or assault and possession of a deadly weapon, man. After the problems that Tank Davis has gotten into, now you got Calvin Johnson that gets into this mess, man. What's your thoughts on it?
Yeah, I don't think we ever heard of Tank's trainer ever getting in trouble. I don't know. I don't think he has that history of. And man, you got to protect yourself. This is America, so he has a gun. And maybe he pulled it out, or he had to do something to protect himself, because we do have that legal right to protect ourselves. And then I heard in the comment section, oh yeah, but he's going to the feds. It's something big. Yeah, anything you do up in DC, that DC area, anything you do, there's no county jail. Everything's feds. There's no federal. I mean, there's no prison, regular prisons, whatever. Everything's federal. You spit on the floor, you go to the feds. So it looks big. It looks that he did something crazy, but he looks like a good dude. So hopefully he's defending himself and he's innocent. So I'm not gonna judge him yet. But yeah, it does look bad because it's Tank's trainer. Tank gets in trouble, and now his trainer's in trouble. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, D Style just sent me the article of Eddie Hearn confirming that it's a done deal with Joshua and Francis Ngannou. So there you guys go, man. David, you're actually in law enforcement, carnal. You could probably talk to us about this a little bit more and just your thoughts. Tank Davis has a troubled past already and gets into trouble. Now you got Calvin Johnson getting into this mess. What's your thoughts, Holmes?
You know, Ed, the worst cities in the world have the strictest gun laws in America. New York has the strictest gun law. Chicago has the strictest gun law. They're the worst cities. Baltimore has very strict gun laws, and they're the worst cities in America. Those three. Oh, St. Louis is another one that's rated there. With that said, Kelvin does have a shady past, does have a criminal past, and if they caught him with a gun, ex-felon with a gun, and that's where the felony comes in, that's where the federal government is probably going to come after him. But it's probably a state offense, not a federal offense. And they do have county jails over there, Mikey. In Baltimore,
No, I meant to say state prisons. I meant to say state prisons.
They do. In Baltimore, they
They
have
do?
state prisons. Yes,
Okay,
in
I
Baltimore,
don't know. I just heard anything you do, you go to the feds.
No,
That's why there's a
no.
lot of DC people in the feds because
Yeah,
of that.
no, yeah,
I'm not sure.
Yeah, no, they do have state prisons, so it would be a state
Okay.
law, but they could go after him if they really want to go after him federally for being an ex-felon with a gun. either way, you know what? Whether they caught him with a gun, you know what I mean? Whether he assaulted or somebody, if anything, I believe he was defending himself. He's proved to be a good person. It's proved he paid already his debt to society. I just hope he comes out on top because he is a good person and he's done a lot of good, not only for Tank but also for the community. So I hope he comes out on top. Hey, if Bomac came out on top, this guy could come out on top. and became trainer of the year, being locked up for 90 days. Became trainer of the year. So if he could do it, he'll be out. He'll be fine.
Yeah. How about that, man? Now, I don't know the whole story. I think Las Vegas, the city of Las Vegas is involved here. So I'm not sure if the crime happened in Las Vegas, but they busted him in Baltimore and sent him to Vegas. Something's going on right there. I do look, he does have a criminal history, but I don't really like looking at that. That's a long time ago. As a felon, as an ex-felon myself,
he paid his penance. He already did.
Yeah, man. It always sucks that if there's trouble that happens around, immediately, oh, are you an ex-felon? It's like, yeah. It's like, oh, you know what? It was probably him. Hey, Holmes, that's when I was freaking a youngster, dog. Like, come on, man. Now look at what the man turned into and what he's been doing. So, yeah, I don't want to just jump gun. It's unfortunate because Tank Davis, man, he gets himself into some trouble. And now everybody's just kind of looking at Calvin Johnson saying like, oh, you know what? That's where he gets it from his trainer. It's like, I don't want to jump that gun. Okay, maybe he did have a criminal history once upon a time, homie, but I don't want to judge that man because of that. I'm an ex-felon myself. I'm not out there acting like a mental. Some dude could have came at him. You don't know. Some dude could have came at him sideways, man, being like, oh, you train boxers, homie? Let's see what's up. There's a bunch of pendejos out there, dog. So just don't, judge this man.
Hey, Ed, the only reason why I mentioned the ex-felon is because possession of a gun. That's the only reason why, because of the possession of a gun. Him assaulting somebody, beating somebody up, has nothing to do with being an ex-felon. But that's the only reason why when Mikey said the federal offense, they could turn that into a federal offense. Ex-felon possession, they can, but usually don't. But they can if they want to.
Yeah. So that sucks. Look, we got Calvin Johnson doing this. We got Jermell Charlo and the whole, domestic violence. We got Big Baby Miller out in Florida who just got busted for carjacking. Like, damn, what the heck is going on, man?
Yeah.
Damn, man. All right, let's go ahead and enough with all that Cheeseman, man. Let's go ahead and let's get into the fights tomorrow. Again, I will be there. Shows I'm excited and I'm not excited either, man. Let's go ahead and let's get into it. Mikey.
Yo, Ed. Yo.
Arnold excited Barboza once upon a time. If you guys remember when Teofimo Lopez first even hinted on moving up to 140, Arnold Barboza was right there like, what? What's up, man? Let's throw down. You got to earn it. You're just not going to go after a title. I'm right here. You got to earn it. Since then, Barboza has really been a letdown, man. But what do you expect to see, Mikey, from Barboza tomorrow?
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of Barboza. To tell you the truth, I checked the sites. He's all right. When his interviews, he's all right. He's boring. What was I gonna say? Barboza, he called Tito Mercado, and he was supposed to fight Tito Mercado. Remember we talked about the prospect? They interviewed Tito Mercado. Yeah, they interviewed Tito Mercado, and he said they sent me something if I was interested for the fight. I said yeah, and then Barboza thinks like, you know what, we're going somewhere else. So man, I would have been excited for that. I would have been excited for that. Yeah. So I mean, I hope he does good because that's a name, but I'm not really too intrigued with Barboza.
Yeah, I think Tito Mercado would have let him have it, dog.
Oh yeah.
I think what. Hey, David, what's your thoughts on Arnold Barboza Jr. Fighting tomorrow? Does he still excite you? It seemed like he was catching some traction, and then just.
I'm with Mikey on that, man. I second you on that, Mikey. I'm not excited at all. He's a very boring fighter. His past 3 fights. I mean, you got to stay awake to watch him, And now, yeah, no, I'm not excited at all. Now, if you would have fought Tito Mercado, oh, I would have been excited. This guy that he's fighting, Solani, no, Don Jenny, I've never even heard of the guy. You know what I mean? And not because I haven't heard of him doesn't mean it's going to be a good fight. But Barbosa is not a knockout artist. I'm not excited at all. No.
Okay, okay. I still want to see him fight. I'm not as excited as I used to be watching this kid fight. I'm interested to see what he does tomorrow, but I'm with you, David. I don't really know much about his opponent. I think it's going to be made for Barbosa to look good and then, talk a lot like, oh man, you know what? I'm ready for 140 pounders. Hey, Arnold, if you are homie, get in there with Matias, dog, because nobody wants to do it.
Man, you want him to die, huh? Jesus.
No, but
Man.
but yeah, it should be all right. I think it's a showcase fight for him, so he can look good, and then people can start talking about him once again the way they were talking about him before, because people have seemed to have lost interest, except for our boy D Style, who is very excited to see Arnold Barbosa. So D Style, cheer your nalgas off from El Paso, man. They might hear you out in Nevada for Arnold Barbosa. Hey guys, the co-main event are O'Hara's Davis versus Ishmael Barrosos. I never heard of Barrosos until the until the whole debacle with Rolly Romero, who is a world champion, because of that fight, and the whole Tony Weeks fiasco. David, I'll start with you on this one. O'Hara's Davis, man, who's actually I kind of like him. He's going in there against Barrosos. What do you make of this fight, David? You think Barroso still got some left in the tank, man?
You know what? I've never seen O'Hara Davis fight, but I've been reading about him for several months now. I do know that he was next scheduled to fight Rolly, but that's when they found out that he was scheduled to fight. That's when Golden Boy reached out and brought him from London.
Venezuela. I think it's from Venezuela.
No, O'Hara
no,
Davis.
Davis.
Oh, okay. I thought you were
David.
talking about.
Yeah, he's from England somewhere, but
Okay.
he brought him over thinking, but now Ryan Garcia wanted to fight him. You know what I mean? With that said, I've never seen him fight Ed, so I can't really tell you, but I do know that Oscars wanted him and got him. And he's actually, I don't know if he's one of the first, maybe somebody could correct me, that comes from England to fight under the Golden Boy banner. I'm sure there's been others, but I mean, I'm trying to think of some right now. But he's fighting from England under the Golden Boy banner against Barroso, because I think they want to set his next fight up, because he was mandatory with Rolly. So I can't really. I did say earlier, first round, I was messing around, dude. I can't say, because I've never seen O'Hara Davis fight, so I can't say that. I can't give you a prediction, an honest prediction.
Okay, Mikey, O'Hara's Davis versus Ishmael Barrosos, man, who is an old viejito but got dipped in the pool like the movie Cocoon, and he just found his youth, Holmes, and just let it have it to Rolly Romero, dog. I'll see you for this tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean, to tell you the truth, I was just concentrating on Virgil. I did my research on Virgil. I was just watching videos, studying tape. Virgil. Man, Barboso, what's his name?
Barroso.
Barroso. Yeah, Barroso, man. His claim to fame is fighting Rolly. I want the rematch with Rolly. How about that? That's the only fight I want to see Barroso in. Other than that, man, I'll sleep through it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, man. Look, you guys are way off on this, Holmes. Okay?
Wow.
I think this is going to be the most entertaining fight televised on the card of the night, man. I think this one meets the water. They meet at level. I like this fight. Barrosos is a gamer. How good is he? I don't know, man. But I'll tell you this, though. The dude's got heart. The dude's got heart, man, and he comes to fight. He doesn't come to lay down for anybody, including Rolly Romero or Tony Weeks. All right. Um, I think this is going to be the most entertaining fight of the night. I will be there with a little bit of Jack and Coke by my side, enjoying the best fight of the night, which I believe is this one right here. And I'm rooting for Barrosos, man. I want this guy to get just one good, notable payday and then set off into the sunset. I don't think this guy can never be the guy at 140 or any division for that matter. I think the deck is definitely stacked against him. I believe he's going to lose. Okay. I believe they're going to take this away from him. Like you said, Mikey, his claim to fame was against Rolly Romero, and I thought he beat the dog doodles out of Rolly. He dropped them. But again, it's Rolly. So I don't really know how much stock to put to Barrosos for that. And they robbed it from him. I'm not going to say they rob him here. I think O'Hara's Davis does a good enough job to come up with the victory, but I think it's going to be a good fight, man. I'm excited for this one. Go get him, Barrosos. I'm rooting for the guy, Holmes.
Oh
Hey,
yeah.
hey,
I'm rooting for
Ed,
him, man.
what I've never seen O'Hara Davis fight. What style does he have? Is he a knockout fighter? I mean, a good jab? Does he dance around the ring? I mean, what tell us about him?
I'm looking at Barrosos bringing the action out of O'Hara's Davis. Nah, he's not like an exciting fighter. He's not a
No?
guy that you would no, no, no. But he's gonna bring the excite. Barrosos is gonna bring the excitement out of this fight, man. I just don't think Barrosos really got that much skills. He brings the pressure, he puts a lot of pressure, so there's that. But fellas, let's go ahead and get to the main event. My favorite fighter is finally back. One, Mr. Virgil Ortiz versus Lawson, Frederick Lawson. Damn. Um, a lot to unpack here. A few days ago, I heard a little bit of rumors and rumblings that this was actually going to be at a catch weight, but I wasn't able to see anything or confirm it. And then I remember I heard, I think it was D Style. D Style, I think it was you that I heard him say that he read somewhere that is going to be at a catch weight. Again, I tried to look for something to confirm it. I wasn't able. And then all day today, I heard somebody else say that this is going to be at a catch weight. But again, I wasn't able to confirm it anywhere. I don't know where they're getting their information. That's why I text you guys, hey, is this fight at a catch weight? Come to find out, this fight, while yes, they're claiming it to be at 154 pounds, it was signed at a catch weight at 156 pounds.
Mm.
Mikey, what does that say to you? I don't know the details. I don't know who came up with the catch weight. I'm just assuming it was Virgil's side. But does this say anything to you, Mikey? And what do you think about this fight? And what do you think about his opponent in Lawson tomorrow?
Oh man, his opponent is garbage truck juice. God damn, he's terrible. He's terrible. Uh Man, I watched the highlights. Dude, he's got nothing on Virgil, man. Unless Virgil sucks. Since Virgil hasn't fought in 2 years. Unless Virgil is not Virgil and he's sick and it's just the front. Man, he's gonna get destroyed. He's gonna get knocked out. It's nothing's guaranteed. And Ed and Dave, I don't know if you. I'm trying to find the rule. I'm trying to. My thing is X's and O's and science of boxing, but the particulars and the rules. I'm still trying to get better at it. But when Benavidez fought, I don't know who he fought, but it was at a catch weight. It was a 1 pound or 2 pounds off the 167 pounds. He was like, "Why is everybody talking shit? If it's not a championship fight, you can fight a pound or two over the weight limit." And I was like, "What? I didn't know that." So is that what it is? Can it be that? It could be a pound or two if it's not a championship fight. I'm not sure. So I'm gonna do some research on that. But I'm bringing that out. But you say, what do I see? It's just, yeah, Virgil hasn't fought in 2 years. He's fighting at a heavier weight because he was draining himself at 54. He's a big kid. So, you know what? They gave him the extra cushion, those 2 other pounds He hasn't fought in 2 years, and he's coming off. He was ill, so it does tell me something, but it's just Virgil comfortable. You're comfortable. That's 2 extra pounds just to be extra comfortable, and you're gonna get a phenomenal knockout versus a guy that only fought once at 154. Dave, you said that,
Yeah.
right? But that guy's terrible, man. That
He's
guy's
a 147 fighter.
Yeah, he's slow. He opens up. His punches are there's no size. There's no science in his punches, man. Unless I don't know crap about boxing. I don't know.
Hey, what's up, Pomona? What's up, Pete Town? How you doing, homie? If you
Brother.
guys don't know what real music sounds like, go tap into my boy right there, and he's just set you guys straight. David, 156. I can almost guarantee this is Virgil's side that decided this. Does that say anything to you? Knowing Virgil's history, you were an advocate pretty hard that he shouldn't even fight at 154, that he should just go to 160. What do you make about his opponent Lawson? And what do you make about this not being at 154, but being at a catch weight at 156?
Once again, Ed, this confirms he does not belong at 154. You know what? He has health issues. He's a growing boy. The guy, I took a picture. I'm 5'11". He was maybe my size or maybe just a little bit bigger. He's 6 feet tall, at least 6 feet tall.
Okay.
5'11". I'm 5'11". We took a picture together. We looked the same size, or maybe he looked a little taller than me. And I'm telling you, this kid, 160, that's his weight. I mean, he can't make 154. You know what I mean? This just proved it. He can't make 154. Go to 160. The road is wide open at 160. Like we were talking earlier, Mikey. I mean, the road is, the boogeyman. In a year, he'll be fighting the boogeyman and winning championships, without a doubt. Get off of 154. Go to 160. Everybody at 154 in a year, 2 years is going to be at 160. And I see Virgil retiring at 168, or maybe even 175. You know what I mean? But with that said, he's 6 feet tall. This kid has what it takes. He's a growing young man. Don't fight no more at 154. He's going to kill this guy tomorrow. This guy, what I've been reading, this is his first fight. He should have fought a real 154 pounder. He's not fighting a real 154 pounder. This guy, I believe, is his first fight at 154. He's a 147 pounder. So it should be an easy fight for Virgil. Go to 160. Get away from 154. You'll be a world champion by the end of the year. 160.
Mikey, I'll pass it back to you and I'll ask you this. Do you have a problem that he's fighting a welterweight who's moving up? Virgil has not fought at 154. So doesn't this kind of just meet the same level as two guys who are moving up to fight at 154? And then knowing his medical history, he hasn't fought in a long time. Or should he fight an actual true 154 pounder?
Now that you look at it, yeah, you know what, man? Look at his medical history. Hasn't fought in 2 years. This guy could be one of the cash cows of boxing, one of the faces of boxing. So you got to really take care of him. At 140, I believe he never won a title. He was just there, and he didn't win the title. At 47, he was just there, and he didn't get that title. So Golden Boy doesn't want anything to go big. Yeah. They're taking care of him. And I understand. I don't like it, but I understand. If he does that versus a good fight, he keeps doing that. Yeah, it's 2 years, guys, and he almost died. And they're in other words, they're giving him a layup. He needs to knock him out. They're setting him up for him to look sensational, and also the weight and everything. So I understand. As a promoter, I understand it.
David, there have been a few people that have criticized why they put him in with this dude Lawson, that is not even a matchup. You okay with this matchup after the long layoff, after his medical background, the medical issues that he's had? You okay with like Mikey says, a layup of a fight, or should he got a more tougher, stiffer opponent?
He's my favorite fighter too, Ed. Just like yours, I'm okay with it, because you know what? It's going to take off the ring rust, and you know what? The cobwebs, like Puerto Rican Rum just said. You know what? I'm definitely okay. But what I'm not okay with, don't stay at 154. Go to 160. Go to 160. Don't stay at 154. He's going to hurt himself again making weight at 154. I mean, he's had several months to prepare for 154, but he went 156. Why? Why sacrifice? The road is easier at 160. Go to 160, Virgil.
Okay. Yeah, look, my thoughts again. I will be there at the fight part of media. I will be going live. I will be there calling the fight. There's a delay with StreamYard and YouTube. Even though I'm watching the fight live, I called it, but people that watch it with me, man, they're a little bit ahead from the time that I get to it. Look, he's 25 years old. He was always a big welterweight. He was
Yes, he
always
was.
a big kid for 147. At his age, his body is really growing. Um, I thought it was okay for him to be at 154. Just like G Funky put it right here that Golden Boy negotiated for 156 just to make sure the fight gets over the line. Maybe he can make 154, but Golden Boy didn't want to press the issue and say, like, you know what, we'll do it at 156 just in case, because we cannot have another one of your fights get canceled. We can't have that. If that happens, nobody's going to be showing up to your fights, Holmes. It's always going to be a coin flip. So we have to make it happen. Maybe he can make 154. Maybe he doesn't have problems. Don't know. I'm not against him moving up to 160. And just like somebody was mentioning, Boots Ennis has mentioned that he might move up and he might just go straight to 160 and skip
Really?
154.
I know I read that.
So you,
I
you
read
know,
that.
uh,
Hey,
I mean, I'm not completely against it. I think there's some good fights for Virgil at 154, but then there's some good stuff for him at 162. So, look, whatever Virgil is able to do, because he needs to get it out of the boxing world's head that he has a medical issue. Because right now, that's all that's in anybody's head. Is all like, hey, he's got a fight coming up. Yeah, but is it going to happen though? Yeah, but is it gonna happen the day before the fight, the day of the weigh-ins? Is he gonna, pull out because of his medical issue? You need to put that way behind you where nobody thinks that anymore, where you're able to make fights without anybody even bringing up your medical issue. That is your goal, Virgil Ortiz, for 2024, man. I'm not upset at the matchup because of the long layoff and his medical, the medical issue that he had, the rhabdo. I'm excited. At the same time, I'm not, because I think it's over in one round. Mikey, how say you? How long does this fight go? How does it end, man?
yeah. Oh man, I mean, if it's old Virgil, he's gonna destroy him. Uh, yeah. From the highlights I've seen from this guy, man, he's terrible. Whenever Virgil wants to end it, first round, or it could go 12 rounds to get that work. I just know Virgil's gonna win it. 3 rounds. I'm gonna call it 3-4 rounds.
Okay. David, how does this fight end, man?
Ditto. 3, 4 rounds.
Damn. Okay. Okay. All right. If it goes 3, 4 rounds, I'll be happy. I'll be happy. Virgil, don't be selfish, Holmes. Yeah, Virgil, don't be selfish. Do it for me, Holmes. Don't be selfish. Don't just think about yourself, Virgil. All right. I'm making a drive out there. Give me 3, 4 rounds, Holmes. Don't end it in the first minute. Okay. Don't end it in the first minute, man. It's a 3-hour drive. I'm gonna go out there. I'm gonna set up and everything. Give me 3, 4 rounds, guy, tonight. You know what? Let me ask you this, David, and now I'll ask you, Mikey. Would it be a letdown for you, David, if he doesn't stop him? He wins the fight, but it goes all, he's all these fights are by stoppage. I cannot see Virgil not stopping him. But is there gonna be something going on in your mind like, ooh, I don't know, maybe Virgil's not the same guy anymore if he doesn't stop him?
No, it's not. But I'm going to look at his defense. If he gets hit a lot, I mean, I'm going to be looking at his how he fought 2 years ago or a year and a half ago compared to now, and that's going to basically gauge. Oh, I'm not going to be disappointed. I like the kid. You know what I mean? Whether this is his last fight or his first of 20 more fights, I'm still in his corner. No, I'm not going to be disappointed. No, but I'm almost positive, man. It's going to be 3 to 4 rounds. And if he goes past 3 rounds, I'm going to be surprised. But I want to see him fight. I want to see. I like the way he fights. I like the way he moves. I mean those body shots. You know what I mean? So I'm going to enjoy the 12 rounds. Put it that way, or the 10 rounds. It's a 10 rounder, right? Yeah, I'm going to enjoy the 10 rounds because I like watching him fight.
Hey, P-Town, you ain't right, homie. You ain't right, dog. Mikey, I'll ask you, like, at some point, he's gonna have to go the distance with somebody, right? I mean, are all his fights throughout his entire career gonna end in stoppages? I don't think so.
No.
But if this is the first one that doesn't end in a stoppage, is that some sort of a letdown? And is that some sort of an indicator to you that Virgil's not the same guy?
Man, he is moving up in weight. But according to Robert Garcia, man, he said he's hit it even harder.
Yeah.
Is it a cap? I don't know, but he's even harder. Whispers in the gym like, this guy's a monster. I mean, if it does go 12 and all that, yeah. I mean, I'm like Dave said, we're gonna see defense. We're gonna see his body language. We're gonna see if it's really Virgil. Maybe it doesn't have it anymore. We're gonna see. But the opponent they gave him, it's antidote. It's a formula for him to look phenomenal. It's a showcase fight. So tomorrow we're gonna see. Most likely, I could bet the house on it, or my Honda Civic to be specific. Virgil's gonna knock him out, man. Virgil's gonna get a knockout, and we're gonna forget about his medical condition. Virgil's back. Virgil is back. So,
Yes.
it is a letdown to me because he has knockouts, and man, it's Virgil. Virgil's he's 100% knockout ratio. But Ed, when you said that, is he gonna have his knockout streak? No, the elite. Once you fight the elite fighters, they come with elite skills and elite chins. That's what Mayweather said. So once he goes up there with, if he fights Crawford at 54, he moves up to 160 and all that. If he doesn't get a knockout, we understand that because elite fighters come with elite skills and elite chins. Maybe he won't get the knockout, but that kid has power, man. Oh yeah.
Yeah, look, I completely agree, man. He's not gonna win every fight by knockout, but this is not the one to do it, Virgil. Not against this opponent, not here, not now. And if you do, yeah, cool, you get the victory. However, you're just gonna prolong a lot of this talk that's it. You know, you lost it and you lost it. So you got to go out there. I think he stops him, but if he doesn't, yeah, man, I'm not gonna lie. There's gonna be a little bit of questions in my mind whether he's the same guy or not, man. So, we'll definitely see what happens. But I'll be there. Hopefully, I get 3, 4 rounds, maybe even a little bit more. I don't know, man, but we'll see. Hopefully, it's a good, exciting one, man.
Hey,
Anything
Ed,
else, gentlemen?
are you going to spend the night there, or are you driving
I
back?
am. No, no, I must stay. I must stay the night there, man. So I got a little bit of a dilemma. Uh, My Pittsburgh Steelers play at 1:30. Check-in is not till 3. The fights start at like the prelim fights.
At 3.
So I'm gonna be, like this, man. My mind is gonna be all over the place. There's too much to take in, but I'm gonna enjoy the hell out of myself. You know what? I'm gonna use Jack Daniels to calm me
Oh, yeah.
down.
Hey,
So
do me a favor. Take some pictures with putazos and pendejadas.
I'm gonna
Okay,
do
take some
that.
pictures, man.
I'm
Oh,
gonna
yeah.
do that, man.
Fuerte abrazo.
Hey, that is one David Contreras, el gran chingón, el mero mero. Mike Zavala from Mikey TV. You guys go check him out over there on Mikey TV. Cholo Truck, Los Tres Chingones Boxing. Enjoy the fights. Whatever you guys do this weekend, be safe doing this. We can come back and do again to the next round. Catch you guys then.